know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Bright Cellars is the monthly wine club that matches you with wine that you'll love. Get started by taking the Taste Palette quiz to see your personalized matches. Now, Bright Cellars matches you with wines from all over the world, curated to your taste buds. They are focused on finding unique hidden gems from small vineyards all over the world. And with hundreds of private label wines, you'll be able to try a new wine you've never tasted before. All you need to do is take their 7-question quiz so they can gather your taste preferences and deliver wines you're guaranteed to love. Each box is completely unique to your taste palette, meaning no box is ever the same. Each box comes with wine education cards for each bottle that outline the tasting notes, suggested pairings, best serving temperatures, and its origins. Wine wisdom cards help show you how to store and open your wine, keeping it tasting fresh for longer. Now, all Sweet Pea Diaries viewers will get 60% off your first purchase by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thanks again to Bright Cellars Wines for sponsoring this video. Hey you guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what time it is. All right, let me see who I got in here. Do I got any members up in here? Hey, Adriana's Report, my member. What's going on, y'all? Hey, Marie Phillips. Hey, famous producers. John C., Teresa Berry, Gloria Austin, Tanya Marshall, Frank Wallace, the Red Lipstick Hustler Lily, Mimi Twin, Dion Sanders, Queen April, Courtney Jackson, I don't want to use her name, K Monique, Fly Fi, Mary Tam, Darby, Michelle Lane, Black and Petty. What's going on, y'all? Hey, happy Monday to ya. Happy Monday to ya. Hey, Dana. Hey, Black Goddess. Hey, Peachy. Hey. Y'all, your girl, y'all. How I make it down on Kenneth Petty and them court paperwork? How did I make it on Kenneth Petty and them paperwork, honey? Hey, Mimi. Hey, Chef. Y'all, I'm on the paperwork, okay? Kenneth and them is saying that Jen and Tyrone Blackburn, they have an insatiable appetite for publicity. And they just want to humiliate celebrity Nicki Minaj. Child. They said that Jennifer and Tyrone's goal is to publicly humiliate Nicki Minaj and they just love the public. They love the blogs. They want their name up in lights. Oh, yes. They filed a motion today. Was it today? This week? I think it was today. But anyway, they filed a motion, and the paperwork says, we have the documents, of course, and the paperwork is saying that the bloggers are out here running with this story, right? And so Jen and Tyrone, the only reason that Jen wants to amend her case to add evidence of the rape in 94 is because she wants to publicly humiliate Nicki Minaj. Can you believe that? Oh, we're going to unpack that. Y'all know I come with receipts. Y'all know I pick apart the court paperwork. Matter of fact, before we even get into it, we have to issue this disclaimer. I'm not a paralegal, a lawyer. I'm not any type of legal professional. I am not offering any legal advice. All I am doing is picking apart court documents using common sense. Hashtag we can read. I love that. But yes, so that is what we are here for. We are here to do, okay? The nerve, the audacity of these people. Now, let's break this down for the people in the back that do not know what it is that we are talking about. Rapper Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, has been, sued by his, his victim. I don't want to see, I have to be careful with the words because I really don't want to get demonetized. His victim has filed a lawsuit against him for the situation that happened in 1994. He was found guilty, and in 1995 he went away for 4 years, and he did a total of 4 years. He was released, and he was given the sex offender title. He has to report as a sex offender. And when he married Nicki Minaj, all those years prior to getting with Nicki Minaj, he was filing as a sex offender anywhere he lived. When he got with Nicki Minaj and he moved out to California, hey, who but me, Jazz? Welcome to the membership. Boom, 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 boom. When he got with Nicki Minaj, he felt as though he's a celebrity and he doesn't have to file his sex offender paperwork anymore. He doesn't have to register. So the people down there in Calabasas, Hidden Hills, honey, they were like, oh, no, sir. They done filed a petition recently and everything. They want him out of that neighborhood. But once they found out that he did not register, he got arrested and boom, bam, boom. So basically, he has been trying to fight this. And Jennifer sued Nicki Minaj and him for harassment. Now, how this occurred, okay? Nicki has since been removed from the lawsuit, and I'm really still trying to look into that and find out why Jen removed her from the lawsuit, but she did not remove Nicki Minaj, and she did not remove Kenneth Petty, and she kept the lawsuit going against him, okay? But she recently wants to amend the lawsuit and add the evidence to support the fact that she was AR'd by him in 1994. So their argument is that they don't want her to be able to, the evidence that we're getting ready to show, they don't want her to be able to add that paperwork and add this stuff because they're saying that she just wants to add it for publicity, and she just wants to publicly harass and humiliate celebrity wife. That's how they titled it. Celebrity wife, Nicki Minaj. Okay. Now, Levon says, hey, Sweet Pea, thank you for bringing us unbiased information on this case. Now, I'm not going to say that I am unbiased because I do stand with Jen. However, I do give the information on, the case and actually what is going on and what is happening. I do give that. However, I have to make this known that I do stand with Jen as a victim. I do stand with her because I do believe that she was AR'd by Kenneth Petty. Okay. Now, the situation, how this went down, when I have to give the facts how it happened, you guys. You guys know when Nicki Minaj got married to Kenneth Petty, anyone, we didn't understand who this man was. We did when we first seen him on the blogs, and when we saw him, on her page and everything. Everybody was just like, okay, they thought she was with Meek Mill, right? But then when they saw her with Kenneth Petty, everybody's like, oh wow, who is this? Hey, Queen Brielle. Hey, Sephora. Hey, Alma. Hey, K Monique. When they say, hey, Mansa. Hey, Life with the Leonard family. Hey, Tim. Hey, y'all. I missed y'all. So, so when they seen Kenneth Petty, everybody was like, wow, who is this dude? So basically what the public started doing was they did research and they found out that Kenneth was a sex offender. And so they, posted in Nicki's comments like, hey, damn girl, you with a sex offender, blah, blah, blah. So Nicki, she fired back. He was 15. She was 16. Y'all can't control your own life. You can't control mine, but internet go off. Something to that effect. Okay. And so right there, y'all got to understand, right there, she opened up the can of worms. Nobody knew about, Jen. Nobody knew about this situation. She took it upon herself to enter into this and to, put herself and insert herself in Kenny's drama, okay, with Jen. All right. So now once she's done that, now the public is like, who is this woman? Who is this girl? Just like I said in my documentary. As soon as she put that information out there, immediately people's wheels start churning and they start saying, who is this? All right. So now you got the Barbs going to seek and want to attack someone that they are already looking because they just want to attack her for Nicki Minaj. So then when Jen comes out and she speaks her piece because, she feels like, hey, this, this narrative is running and they're lying. And she, as a victim, of course, she couldn't stand and sit back and hear these lies. And so she wanted to put an end to it and put a rest to it. And she goes to Daytime Tea Time and tells her story. Right. And so now what happens? Now she's being harassed. She's being harassed by Nicki's fans because this is what they do. They're attempting to try to do it to me, but I'm not. Listen, I don't go away that easy. I have been doxxed on this app. I have been put through the ringer for far less worse. Okay. I'm standing for something that is of importance. I'm standing for victims of SA. I'm standing with Jen. So, honey, I done been through it. So what I've been through has nothing. This ain't nothing. Okay. So my thing with the Barbs is you're going to stand with someone. You decided. Oh, who gifted? Somebody gifted Queen Briella membership. Thank you, you guys. You guys are awesome. Whoever did that, that is awesome. Says, everyone check your settings to make sure you can be gifted a membership. I'm about to gift one. Oh, who but me, Jazz? Yay! Welcome, Queen Brielle. You guys are awesome. I love the sweeties. Okay. So everyone is, they trying to figure out who Jen is. And then once they found out, and then she did that interview or whatever, and they found out who she was, now the harassment and everything starts. And then we all know how the story goes. It was one thing after another. And, she decided to sue, okay, for harassment. All right. Now, what I don't understand, how can we say, and how can anyone say that this didn't happen to Jen? It absolutely did happen to Jen. And the evidence that she has and wants to submit, the evidence actually shows this 100%. The rape kit, the fact that the knife was recovered. And I've been saying that the knife was recovered because they had it listed on California's sex offender registry. They had it listed there that the knife was recovered at the scene. So she wants to enter in this paperwork. This paperwork has been seen already. People saw this already. It was already on the on the internet. And before I published this information, I got I got permission from Jen to publish it. So when I did my documentary last week, I did not just put that information out without getting permission. Jen gave the go ahead that it was okay because it had already been seen. It's information that people already know and they already saw these documents. It's public knowledge. So it is nothing that I put out that was like some top secret, because if it was, I would have not put it out. If it was going to hurt her case or hurt her in any way, I would not have put it out. That is why I asked first. Okay. I have integrity in that way. So someone emailed me, one of my sweeties, and she knows who she is. Thank you very much for giving me the heads up, because the sweeties are everywhere. Okay. I was on my way home from work and a sweetie reached out and says, Sweet Pea, I don't know if you know, but check your pacer because your video is referenced in the paperwork that you know, Kenneth and his team submitted. So she sent me the screenshots and sent me the information. And I'm like, wow. So what they are basically trying to say is that Jen and Tyrone have this, thirst for publicity, and the publicity that they are gaining from this case and from the information that they're putting out, that is feeding their hunger for publicity, and it is humiliating Nicki Minaj. Okay. And see what we do here, what we're going to do there, we are just going to immediately, I am not tolerating any trolling tonight. I'm not going to put it on subscribers only or members only or anything like that. However, I am not tolerating any trolling tonight. I'm going to immediately block you. So if you cannot have a adult conversation and you can't agree to disagree, if you like Nicki or you are on whatever side, you have a right to be, but please do not be disrespectful in the chat or you're going to be immediately blocked. Now, you can have an opposition, you can have your opinion. We're all adults and we have the First Amendment right amongst all of us, which is freedom of speech. But the disrespectful, nope, we're not tolerating. Now, I'm going to pull up these documents because I want to read what they said in court. Okay. This is what they submitted. And I'm flabbergasted because I'm like, I don't understand how that someone was sexually assaulted and you still come with some type of excuse, right? You still come with a rebuttal. It's plain and simple. It is what it is. Okay? Point blank, period. There is no way around it. We have evidence and paperwork from the courts that shows that there was panties recovered at the scene. Well, on Jen, should I say, not panties recovered at the scene, but her panties and underwear that they took and they put as evidence had semen on it. She also had under her fingernails skin from gripping at him under her fingernails. So how would that be under her fingernails if she was not sexually assaulted? How do you get tissue, skin under your fingernails? You have to be scratching someone pretty hard in order to get that under your nails. Okay. So they have that. They have, they did the rape kit and they examined her. They have semen. They found semen in her and all of this. They recovered the knife. I'm not understanding why we're debating this. And we need more information for what now? I don't understand. So let's look at this paperwork real quick. Okay. I want y'all to see the audacity. Okay. Of what they submitted. And I'm like, okay, why you want to put me in this? Okay. I have freedom of speech. I got freedom of speech. So let me get, okay, let me see. All right. Okay, now. All right, it's this one. is this one. Yes. All right. Okay, let me know if you guys can see it. Okay, can you guys see that? Yes, you guys can see it. Okay. So let me read this really briefly. This firm represents defendant Kenneth Petty in the above referenced matter, and this letter is in opposition to the letter sent by counsel for plaintiff Jennifer Hough to Judge Vitiliano, dated August 11th, 2023. Now, this letter they sent to the courts August 25th. Okay, so this was last week. All right. So they said that Jennifer seeks to amend and supplement her first amended complaint. It is unclear whether the plaintiff is requesting a pre-motion conference, which has a 3-page limit, or has submitted a letter motion for leave to amend, which is improper. In any event, leave to amend should be denied for the reasons discussed below. Plaintiff seeks to amend the pleadings, add a cause of action for attempted rape, and supplement the pleadings with evidence. Okay? So she wants to add evidence to her pleadings. The purported basis for seeking to amend and supplement is that it took a long time for the Queens District Attorney's Office to produce the records to the plaintiff. So basically, what Jen is saying is she just got these records, and it took a long time for them to give her the records. And so she did not submit them with her initial pleading because it took a long time for her to get the evidence. They said this, however, does not explain the plaintiff's delay in seeking to add a cause of action for attempted rape, because the plaintiff was well aware that defendant Petty had pled guilty to attempted rape when she commenced this action. Further evidence is not required in a complaint, so there is no need to supplement the FAC with the allegedly new evidence that the plaintiff received, the proposed exhibits, which is the evidence that I showed you guys in my video, which we're going to go over today. Indeed, the true purpose of the plaintiff's request to amend and supplement her pleading is to feed her and her counsel's desire and need for publicity, and to attempt to publicly embarrass Mr. Petty and his celebrity wife. The plaintiff publicly filed the unnecessary 16 supplemental exhibits with her letter motion, 14 of which concerned Mr. Petty's arrest in 1994. The plaintiff and her counsel then gave interviews to the media and made numerous posts on social media concerning the exhibits and the proposed second amended complaint, which is attached. That is not necessary to include such evidence attached to a complaint, combined with plaintiff and her counsel's public statements concerning the evidence and proposed amendment. It demonstrates that the plaintiff's true purpose in making the motion was in bad faith. As for the merits, plaintiff's motion should be denied in its entirety because, among other reasons discussed below, it is untimely and the plaintiff failed to demonstrate good cause. Pursuant to Federal Rule Civil P-16, the court issued a scheduling order which provided that no amendment of pleadings or joinder of additional parties permitted after 4/30/2023. See minute entry for initial conference December 6, 2022. By filing the proposed amendment after April 30th, 2023, the plaintiff violated the scheduling order. For this reason, and demonstrating that leave to amend should be granted, the plaintiff must show good cause rather than the more lenient Rule 15 standard. So they're saying that she had a deadline of 4/30/2023 to amend. She did not. So they're saying that she should not be allowed to add to her, to her pleading. As held in Hussein, liberal amendment ends if the district court issues a scheduling order setting a date after which no amendment will be permitted. An attempt to amend a pleading after the deadline in a scheduling order is governed by Rule 16b-4, heightened good cause standard. Hussein 2023 WL 44056454 at 3, citation omitted. So they're basically just referencing another case. The good cause inquiry is primarily focused upon the diligence of the movant in attempting to comply with the existing scheduling order. A party is not considered to have acted diligently where the proposed amendment is based on information that the party knew or should have known in advance of the motion deadline. The burden of demonstrating good cause rests with the movant. Plaintiff, however, has not demonstrated good cause because the plaintiff has failed to explain the reason for her failure to seek to add the cause of action for attempted rape before the April 30th, 23 deadline. As stated, the plaintiff was well aware of Mr. Petty's 94 plea for attempted rape when she commenced this action and before April 30th of 2023. Further, under Rule 15 of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, a proposed amendment should be rejected if it is futile. An amendment is properly denied as futile if the proposed new claim has no merit or fails to demonstrate a cognizable or sufficient claim. Plaintiff's proposed amendment is futile because the statute of limitations on the plaintiff's claim for attempted rape, which allegedly occurred in 94, expired in 97. Now, he says the attempted rape, which allegedly occurred in 94. That's actually shade right there. That's very shady because it did not allegedly occur. It actually did occur. He was found guilty of attempted rape and he served time. So for him to sit there and still say allegedly occurred after we have semen, skin under nails, knife recovered at the scene, Kenneth Petty admitting to it, and him serving time and being found guilty of it, how could you still say allegedly? It is not allegedly. He was found guilty of attempted rape and served time. So that's shade right there. His own attorney is still trying to undermine the court's decision, undermine the legal, the decision of the court. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. As a professional and a man of the law, that you would still say allegedly. Now, you're supposed to stand for the truth. I understand that is your client, but you still, this is a victim of sexual assault. Okay. So this is how men do. This is how, the system, and this is how men do women, especially when they are victims. Try to undermine the occurrence. This is horrible for him to even still say allegedly after this man was found guilty. So he still goes on to say, the plaintiff alleges. Seriously? Plaintiff alleges in paragraph 16 of the proposed amendment that section 214G of the CPLR told the situation of limitation. Section 214G tolls the statute of limitations until August 14, 2021 for every civil claim or cause of action brought against any party alleging intentional or negligent acts or omissions by a person for physical, psychological, or other injury or conditions suffered as a result of conduct, which would constitute a sexual offense as defined in Article 130 of the Penal Law, committed against a child less than 18 years of age. And we know she was a child less than 18 years of age. Section 130.52 requires that a defendant forcibly touches the sexual or other intimate parts of another person. NY Penal Law 130.52. Plaintiff, however, does not allege the forcible touching of any of her intimate parts in connection with her claim for attempted rape. So he's trying to say that she did not state that her intimate parts were touched. Plaintiff, however, does not allege the forcible touching of any of her intimate parts in connection with her claim for attempted rape. She said that this man, well, this boy at the time, raped her. They have evidence. So he's saying that she did not say that he touched her intimate parts forcibly. So he's trying to deny the rape that it actually even occurred. Further, even if Section 214G applied, the plaintiff's proposed amendment is still time barred because Section 214G told the statute of limitations until only August 14th of 2021. Section 203F of the CPLR, the relate back doctrine, does not apply because the proposed claim for attempted rape is based on different factual allegations than the claim for rape, even though based on the same alleged occurrence. In addition, the plaintiff's claim for attempted rape in 94 is futile because it contradicts her claim that Mr. Petty raped her in 94. There could have not been both a rape and an attempted rape, and plaintiff's motion to add a cause of action for attempted rape is an implicit admission that she was not raped by Mr. Petty. Let me reread that. This is ridiculous. I've never seen. He knows that attempted rape came into play because he pled to the charges. Attempted rape came into play, again, I'm going to repeat that, because he pled guilty to the charge of rape. Now, we have the paperwork where it was rape in the first degree at first, and then he pled to it, took a plea deal, and they lowered it to attempted rape. That's the only reason why we have attempted rape. So Jennifer never said he attempted to rape her. She said he raped her. And that is exactly what they gave him, rape in the first degree. When he pled guilty, took the plea deal, they lowered it. So for him to come in here with this argument saying, how can you have attempted rape and rape at the same time? It contradicts it. And if that means that she never was raped, are you serious? You're grasping at straws. Now, we remember last week or a couple weeks ago, the judge encouraged Kenneth Petty to settle this out of court. We remember that. So for you to now come with this shady ass paperwork is ridiculous. You're grasping at straws, just scrambling, trying to put something together. This reminds me of Tasha K's attorneys. This is ridiculous. In addition, the plaintiff's claim for attempted rape in 94 is futile because it contradicts her claim that Mr. Petty raped her in 94. There have not been both a rape and attempted rape, and plaintiff's motion to add a cause of action for attempted rape is an implicit admission that she was not raped by Mr. Petty. Futility is further demonstrated by the fact that the plaintiff dismissed her claims concerning conduct which occurred in or after 2018, but alleges 2018 to 2021 conduct in the proposed amendment in paragraphs 770 through 114. And I believe that she dismissed the claims after those years because I believe those were the harassment claims. They didn't have anything to do with the rape. So she dismissed her claims concerning conduct which occurred in or after 2018, but alleges 2018 to 2001 conduct in the proposed amendment paragraph. It says, futility is further demonstrated by the fact that the plaintiff dismissed her claims concerning conduct which occurred in or after 2018. So she's saying anything prior to that, which the 94, she's not taking back. But anything after that, she dismissed her claims. To the extent the court applies Federal Rule Civil P15 in determining plaintiff's motion, denial of plaintiff's motion is further warranted because despite the liberal construction generally afforded Rule 15, motions to amend are properly denied where they are founded in undue delay, bad faith, futility, or prejudice to the non-moving party. As discussed above, the plaintiff has not even attempted to explain why she delayed seeking to add a cause of action for attempted rape. As also explained above, the plaintiff's undue delay is combined with bad faith, as the true purpose of the public filing was to add exhibits in an attempt to generate publicity and embarrass Mr. Petty. Further allowing the amendment to be granted would improperly delay resolution of this action. Discovery requests have already been served. If the plaintiff is permitted to amend the FAC, additional discovery requests will need to be served. This will cause undue delay and prejudice the defendant. In addition to denial of the plaintiff's motion to amend her FAC, plaintiff's request to supplement her pleadings by attaching exhibits A through O should be denied, pursuant to Federal Rule Civil P15. Rule 15D provides in part that on motion and reasonable notice, the court may, on just terms, permit a party to serve a supplemental pleading, setting out any transaction, occurrence, or event that happened after the date of the pleading to be supplemented. Concerning exhibits A through O, the plaintiff expressly states that the following exhibits attached hereto will be included as part of the supplemental filing. Yet all of these exhibits concern events which occurred before the original complaint was filed. Accordingly, leave to supplement the plaintiff's pleadings should be denied. Child, I'm going to show you the exhibits, which they are saying that they don't want. But first, let me just show you what they're saying that as far as the blogs. Let me get to that because I want to show you that how they used my video and then they picked out comments from the comment section. And I do have a little bone to pick with Tyrone Blackburn because and you know, I try to stay true to my, you know, being giving the true content and giving the true tea and the receipts and what I see, because they did pick a statement out from Tyrone where he commented on Instagram, and he shouldn't even be making posts. Like, he should not be commenting in the chat because he could potentially hurt Jen's case, because their argument is that, you know, and their argument has always been that Tyrone likes the press. Tyrone likes to be in the blogs. So if I was Tyrone, I would be nowhere commenting. If I'm somewhere watching, yes, but I would not be commenting, because what they did just now is what they're looking to do. They're looking for any statement, and you know the Barbs are doing the same thing that Barty Gang does for her case. They are screenshotting everything and they are sending it in to Nicki Minaj. Just like the girl told me when she came in, when I did the video, I'm going to screenshot this and send it to Nicki. I hope she sues your ass. First of all, let me explain something, my dear. We have this little, you know, this little thing called freedom of speech, freedom of press. I'm allowed to I can say what I want to say. I can give my opinion about anything. Now, where I go wrong is when I make a statement and I put out information as though it's not, you know, like it's true, and it's in fact a lie. Now, if I have my opinion and then I am doing a documentary on Nicki Minaj's life and I'm exposing information that is public knowledge and public record, you can't sue me because I said that her brother is a pedophile. He's a convicted pedophile. You can't sue me because of that. You can't sue me because I said she's exposed. You can't sue me because I said that she could possibly have a baby that she did not abort like she said she did. You can't sue me. That's my opinion. But see, these people are so, you know, sue happy and SWAT happy and jail happy. I hope you go to jail. I hope you do this. I hope they do this. And it's like, y'all are doing too much. What's going on, Yoda? Y'all hear my cat? He's talking. He wants my daughter to open the door for him. He talks. So if y'all hear my cat in the background, he's asking for the door to be opened. So let me get the screenshot and show you, you know, because this is nothing but intimidation. I feel like this is another intimidation, tactic as well. Let me screenshot her video and put it in with these court records, and somebody's going to show it to her, and that's going to scare her from speaking the truth. That's going to scare her from doing any further part twos or part threes. No, ma'am, that's a lie. I will be exposing the truth. I will continue to speak up for Jen because she was raped by your husband. Period. I don't go away that easily. No, they better recognize they will never be able to silence me. Ever. So let me get this. I saw this. I was like, oh, really? Okay. Really? That's how y'all want to get down? So they're saying that, I mean, I don't see how they think that this showing different bloggers making videos and comments, I don't see how that has anything to do with Jen and Tyrone Blackburn. So they picked, this is evidence, okay? They put this as an exhibit. Jen's comment, both his mother and father picked me up from 130 to 16 Inwood Street, Jamaica, Queens, New York, and took me to see the district attorney pretending to be my aunt and uncle. I'll tell it to their faces. FOH. His moms know I'm not lying. And then they screenshotted my video. And they have my video. Like and I think it says underneath here, the way they screenshotted it, it says something and choked her. The record notes. I don't know. I don't know if that's if they're referring to my video or not. But what they are alleging is that because Jen wants to supplement her pleadings with the evidence that we went over in this video, they're saying that the evidence is causing people to have, it's causing a lot of press. And this is what Jen and Tyrone want. What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand how that has, I mean, really? Hold on, you guys. What does that have to do with? I can see if they said that they knew all of us. Like if Jen and Tyrone paid me and the other people that I'm going to show, if they paid us to do these videos, like if they knew us and if that was their argument, like, yeah, they got a bunch of people, they paid them to make all these statements, then I can see. But you're actually trying to say that all of us that have made a comment, that have made a video, that have said anything against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty as it pertains to Jennifer Hough, from the information that we see in the press, information that is public record, so any videos that come from that, it is directly for Jen and Tyrone Blackburn's ego. How would we know? How would we know that we are feeding Jen and Tyrone's ego? That's a long stretch. And again, he's grasping at straws because this makes no sense to say that Jennifer and Tyrone, they have a thirst for blog, to be in the public and a thirst to be in tabloids. So that's why she wants to put the evidence and add it to her pleading. I don't understand that. So here is another screenshot of this one is from Hot Shot Radio, and I know they be on Hot Shot page. I know they Nicki and them, anything that he posts, they are on him. So Hot Shot, they have a comment. She might add you to the lawsuit against me. No, That's nosy hoe speaking to Hotshot, but it is on his page. She might add you to the lawsuit against me. Can't say much, but she's really unraveling. And then Tyrone says, it's about to get worse. Stay tuned. So right there, if Tyrone is actually commenting to that, which I don't think he was commenting to what Nosy and Nosy and Hotshot were talking about. It doesn't look like it's the same thread, but again, when you copy and paste things, they try to make it look like it's the same thread. However, it is not. These are two different threads, and this is probably two different conversations. However, Tyrone really should not be commenting on anything in Hotshot's chat or comment section. He really should stay out of the comments, because they are already watching Hotshot's page. There's a few people that they're watching that they know that Jen frequents, that they are I stand with Jen pages and stuff like that. So Tyrone shouldn't even be seen in any of those spaces, because that can hurt her defense. This is basically what they are saying you're doing, that you're trying to play into the press. So he should not be commenting. That is something that I do not agree with. I don't think, as an attorney, and especially as sensitive as this case is, and they're looking for any little thing, he should stay out of the comments. That is my suggestion to you, Tyrone Blackburn. I think that this could hurt Jen's case if you stay in the comments. Back up out the comments, because they can cut and paste and put things like, look at that. If you weren't really paying attention, you would think that he could possibly be commenting that and commenting to that statement that Nosy made, saying that Nicki is unraveling, and then he says it's about to get worse, stay tuned, and he's making laughing fake paste. He's got the laughing emojis, and then Hotshot laughs back and says, Tyrone, and laughs. That's not good for an attorney to be doing in the comments section when they are looking for this type of activity. This is their argument, that you are thirsty, that you want to be in the press, that you're just doing this for publicity. Now, even though he can, say he has freedom of speech as well, but this is, it's like a client attorney privilege type thing, and some things that you just shouldn't be doing. Even if you can, or even if you can argue it and say that you're allowed to be on social media, it's just etiquette, proper etiquette, professionalism. This doesn't look good for an attorney. That's just my opinion. I still love Jen. I still stand with Jen. I still stand, with Tyrone and Jen, and their efforts. But this isn't a good move. And you guys know that that's just the type of person I am. I still, if I stand with you and I'm for you, I still got to tell you the truth. Because when you care about someone and you're with someone and you support someone, you still tell them the truth. And this isn't professional. This is a no-no. To me, he needs to chill out and he needs to back up out of the comments. Should not be. Now, I'm not saying you can't be present, but you shouldn't make yourself known, because this is what they're saying that you're doing. But to use me, honey, why you got to talk? She just couldn't stand that video. She was heated about that video. Honey, we had tea on her. She was mad. And she had to put that on the docket. She said, this woman got too much tea on me. Is it something we could do? Come on, who got it? They put us down. They didn't know what to do. They took us down. We once tuned through. They took us down. We didn't know what to do. They took us down. We once tuned through. Y'all remember our song, honey? Who got it? What y'all doing? Who got it? They took us down. We didn't know what to do. They took us down. We once tuned through. Oh, yeah. But getting back to the subject matter at hand, this is the evidence that Jen wants to add. she wants to add to her case. Okay. All right. Now we looked at this in the video, okay? And I have to admit, like when I saw this, I was like, okay, so we are debating what here? This woman, she definitely was violated as a child by this boy. So now, in one sealed evidence bag in the collection kit, this is her rape kit, okay? So we're going through that. Now, this was the analysis report. This is the laboratory analysis report. They had 2 vaginal smears, 1 vaginal swab, 1 vaginal DNA swab, 1 pair of panties, multicolored, 2 oral smears, 1 oral swab, 6 envelopes that were labeled pulled head hairs, fingernail scrapings, pubic hair, combings, pulled pubic hair, dried blood controls. Now, why would you have dry blood? Where would dry blood come from? How would you have scrapings under your fingernails? Why would there be any pulled head hairs? Okay. Why would there be pubic hair combings on her? They say 2 vaginal smears and 1 pair of panties were positive for the presence of sperm. 1 vaginal swab and 1 vaginal DNA swab, and all items listed under item number 7 were not. 2 oral smears and 1 oral swab were negative for the presence of sperm, but they had 2 vaginal smears and 1 pair of panties were positive for sperm. So how did the sperm get on the panties? That's what I need to know. They also recovered at the scene 1 pair of Levi jeans, a white t-shirt, a pair of checkered boxer shorts, a white pair of Fila sneakers, a large knife, a bottle with liquid labeled Bosch and Lom, that's the bottle that she threw at him, and 2 bed sheets, right? That says 1 pair of jeans, 1 white t-shirt, and 2 Fila sneakers had the presence of sperm. 1 pair of checkered boxer shorts were positive for the presence of sperm. 1 large knife was negative for the presence of blood. 1 bottle and 2 bed sheets analyzed. So when the knife that she says that he put to her back and walked her to the home, there wasn't any blood on that. Well, probably because it went through her clothes, right? It didn't penetrate through the clothes to her back to make any type of puncture wounds or get blood or anything like that. So that's why there wasn't any blood on the knife, in my opinion, because it didn't get it, she had layers of clothes on. Right? So let me get the exhibits. Now I'm going to get, that's what Jennifer actually wants to submit to the courts. Then we also have here the report from the police as to what the intake bureau, as to what they say happened. We also have the emergency medicine record. This was the actual ER record that they fill out when they did the rape kit. So this is the evidence that she wants to submit, and amend, and they're saying, why did it take you so long to now want to give this, and add this paperwork? And she's saying because it took a while to get it, right? So that's the police report. Here's the police report here. Forcible rape. Okay. That is the charge. Forcible rape. Okay. So when the attorney says attempted rape, how can you have attempted rape and rape? Well, forcible rape was the charge. They pleaded it down to attempted rape. We all know that. When you take a plea deal, it gets pleaded down. Even on the intake bureau, the arrest record, the arrest number, the docket, and everything, the charges is rape in the first degree. Right here. Rape in the first degree, sexual assault, unlawful imprisonment. You see that? The only reason, oh, you guys can't see it. Pfft, Lord have mercy. I'm just talking and it ain't even there. You see, this says rape in the first degree, sexual abuse, sexual assault, unlawful imprisonment. There's the arrest number, rape in the first degree, the intake bureau paperwork. Then you have also forcible rape is on the arrest paperwork. And unlawful imprisonment, forcible rape. This is the incident. You know how when you have like a ticket, you know how when they fill out, when you first have the incident happen and they fill out the incident report, this is what that is. Walking to school, Jennifer Huff, sex crimes, like it's all here. This is the original paperwork from 1994. They have the knife they recovered. Initially, he had a $35,000 bail. Hold on, you guys. I have to give someone something. Hold on. You guys can't see it? Oh, Lord. What is going on? Can't see it, Sweet Pea? Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see now. Do you see it now? No. It's still not doing it. All right. Maybe I have, because it's showing me here. Oh, I know why. It's the different window. Okay, let me get this. I'm sorry. I had a different window. Okay. Sorry. Let me close this. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, I know, honey. I see your I see your message. I know you guys can't see it. That's because I have these windows. I have to go to this browser here. Give me a second. Let me get someone to take Evan out too. Hold on, you guys. Okay, guys, I had to get somebody to take Evan out. All right, let me get to this other browser. All right, I'm on the wrong browser. All right. Okie. All right, so let's see. Can I do this one? Let me see. If you can see this page, then share screen. Can y'all see that? Now y'all can see that, right? Okay. Okay. So y'all can see that. So now that's the right browser. All right. Okay. All right. So that's the right browser. So let me get okay. So that was the right browser. Um I'm going to bring it over here. Let me get it. I have so many different damn browsers and things, y'all. All right. So switch it. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Okay. Now, alrighty. Here we are. And there we are. Okay. We have it. I've got it. I've got it. Okay. All right. Now let me hit share screen. There we go. So we've got it. We've got it. There it is. Okay. So, what I was saying is that they are saying that how can you have rape in the first degree and attempted rape? Like, you can't have both, right? Well, we know that the reason why it went to attempted rape is because he pleaded down to attempted rape. In the beginning, it was forcible rape, rape in the first degree. Look at this incident report. This is the incident report from, like I said, how when you get a ticket, and this is what they fill out, the little incident report or whatever, or you have a incident with someone and they fill out the paperwork with the police. Well, this is that form right here. Forcible rape, unlawful imprisonment. It's got Jennifer's name on it. This is what they filled out the day that this happened. When she ran to the school and she told and they called the police, this is the paperwork that they filled out. Okay. This is the incident report. They got him named as Kenneth Petty, nickname Kazoo. Okay. So we know that's him. We know that's that Kazoo. They got what he was wearing. They have what happened. When it says at TPO above, victim states she was walking to school when the perp did put a blunt object into her back and told her to keep walking. The victim then heard a clicking noise and assumed the object was a gun and complied. The perp then walked the victim to a house, forced her upstairs and into a room, pushed her down onto a bed, and did forcibly pull down her pants and did forcibly place his peen into her vagina. Perp then kept the victim against her will for approximately 20 minutes. The victim then struck him with the perp with a plastic bottle, causing the perp to fall, and the victim did flee. Okay. And then we go down to arresting officer information is that officer's name. This is when they arrested him and they have all of, his name and the, his height and all of that. And then the description, they put the penal code and rape first degree and what the penal code is for that, unlawful imprisonment and what the penal code is for that, CPW, what the penal code is for that. And then they further explain it again. The narrative at TPO, the victim states she was walking to school when, the perp put a blunt object in her back. So all they did was just copy what it is on the other paper, right? They got him named as Kazoo again. And then they have the weapon as a knife. And then you just go on down and you see that this is charged as rape in the first degree. That's what the 1 and the little degree sign up there means. It's right there. So that's what the initial charge was. And the reason why it was that attempted rape that he got found guilty of is because he took a plea deal, and that is what happens when you take a plea deal. That's the whole point of taking a plea deal. It gets pleaded down to a lesser offense, so that way you get less time. If you agree to, the plea deal and the terms of the plea deal, that's what happens. So he agreed to it, but Nicki's argument was he was young, dumb, and broke. A young black boy, broke, got taken advantage of by the system. That's her argument. There's no argument or no excuse for what he did. Just he was a young black boy, didn't have no money, and he got railroaded by the system. So we're supposed to overlook what actually happened. Nobody wants to dig into that from her camp. We want to just automatically overlook that. That's just like how she just overlooked that with her brother's case as well. Okay. We not going that the brother of the victim saw him, walked in on him in the room messing with his sister. We just going to overlook that part. We're just going to continue to say that Nicki Minaj is a celebrity and his wife wanted to extort her for $20 million. Nicki Minaj wasn't even worth $20 million back then. $20 million didn't even go with Nicki Minaj. So where would $20 million come into play at? Hey, coach. But that's always the argument, that Nicki Minaj is famous and people want to extort her for money. Everybody wants to extort Nicki Minaj for money. Jennifer Hough wants to extort Nicki Minaj for money. So she wants to bring up this rape with Kenneth Petty so that she can get money out of them. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but seems like to me, Jen was just sitting back chilling, and then all of a sudden, Kenneth and Nicki got together, and boom, this situation is being talked about on Queen Radio. I don't see where Jen was sitting around trying to plot to get money from anybody. So you mean to tell me she's seen, oh, here goes my opportunity. He's with Nicki Minaj, so now I'm going to bring this up so that I can get money. First of all, she wasn't even sitting back thinking about shit because she was minding her business. Y'all decided to talk about this on Queen Radio because you didn't think that people were going to find out who Kenneth Petty was. You underestimated the internet. When you posted his picture and you wanted to show off that you had a man and you were happy and all of these things, the people got to Googling and they got to looking up people records and things. And they found out that he's not only was he a goddamn murderer, but he was a convicted sex offender. So to do what? Like she always does, deflect and take the attention off of the situation. She wanted to throw Jennifer under the bus. Oh, she was 16, he was 15. But go off. Internet. Y'all can't run your own lives. You can't run my life. Honey, nobody's trying to run your life. People are just pointing out that how can you be with a sex offender knowing that he's a sex offender and he done raped somebody? How could you lay with a man that you know done took some shit? I don't understand these women that can lay with men knowing that they done had sex with kids, they done raped women. How could you lay with a man knowing he done did something like that? It's some women that I know personally has been violated by their brother when she was younger, and then let the brother watch her children while she go to work. Once she done got older and she done had her own kids, she got the brother watching her kids, and then he violates her kids. I don't understand why you're surprised. he violated you. What make you think he ain't gonna do that to your kids? But see, some people overlook, oh, that's when he was young. He did that when he was 15, 16. So what that mean? Oh, that was when he was younger. He's over that now. He outgrew that. Oh, he outgrew rape, violence, pedophilia. I don't understand these women. I really don't. When you're in denial about a thing, let me say this, okay? I've said this before, right? Kenneth Petty was found guilty of raping Jennifer, okay? He was found guilty. I don't give a damn if you say it was the paperwork says attempted rape, whatever. He was found guilty of raping Jennifer because Jennifer Hough was raped by Kenneth Petty. The paperwork right here that we're reading states that he raped her, period. Okay? She said that he had sex with her against her will. They found semen. They found evidence to suggest that sex was had. So if she says that he did this to her against her will, what are we here arguing? This paperwork backs up everything she said. But you got people that will still try to argue this paperwork and try to argue the situation. So if this man has never admitted to doing this, that means he ain't never got no help for it. So that means that he could potentially do that again. Because when a person has not been treated, gotten any help, admitted to their wrongs, then that means they ain't going to change up how they do things. A leopard never changes its spots. It can't. Now, if he had admitted to what he done and gotten help for it, then I could say, okay, well, she went on to be with him because, he cleaned himself up and he admitted to it. And, he admitted to what he did to Jennifer. He wanted to make it, he wanted to right his wrongs and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, take ownership and get help and publicly admit that. Then that's a different story. But not only did this man say, he didn't do it, he got his wife cloaking for him now, saying that he didn't do it. Then you got a girl that you stole him from, okay? She gets knocked upside the head and gets beat up damn near with inches of her life because she tells that he's still communicating with her when y'all get together. So right there, he's still a goon, still participating in violent activity. So a leopard never changes its spots, no matter what type of abuse. In my opinion, that's just, the man is violent. He's a murderer. He's a rapist. I mean, what more? Exactly. Person didn't get help, didn't go to therapy. Most likely it's going to do it again. Period. So if he didn't admit it and he's still, he's still sticking that he didn't do it, what's to say this behavior can't be repeated? But I'm gagging over the fact that the lawyer wants to keep putting Nicki Minaj. This is their go-to. This is always their go-to. Nicki Minaj is famous and people want to extort Nicki Minaj for money. No, Kenneth Petty did not register as a sex offender like he was supposed to. So this kicked all of this off. All of this got kicked off. So the people that are in the Hidden Hills and Calabasas, them filing a petition wanting to get him out of the neighborhood, they wrong too, huh? You don't see them people banding together saying, no, let him stay. He didn't do it. They said this man is on the sex offender registry. We got kids riding around through here. We got our children walking to school, standing at bus stops and all this. We want this man out of this neighborhood because y'all got an attitude like his shit don't stink. He ain't did shit. He's supposed to be able to ride around in the goddamn G-Wagon, take running errands, going to stores, doing all this. And meanwhile, he's a sex offender. I don't understand. What are we arguing here? I'm with you, melanated Chi-Chi. They have every right to be fearful. Every right. But I'm working on an interview from someone that kind of knows, some past situation with Nicki Minaj, and I'm working on that, and that's going to be members only. So make sure you have your memberships, because we're not going to do that publicly. We're either going to do it on membership or we're going to do it on Patreon. It all depends on how deep the conversation and interview gets. So we're gonna put it behind a paywall, because we have to protect, we got to protect people's identity. And because these Barbs and this Kenneth Petty and this Nicki Minaj, these people are dangerous. Even me, people are telling me to be careful, and I don't take that lightly. I really don't, because Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, they pride themselves in being goons, on having a squad, on having people that will do things for them. So depending on how deep this interview goes, then I will know where I'm going to put this interview at. But this person got some inside tea about, the person that Nicki Minaj was supposed to be in love with, the older gentleman that she was supposedly in love with, and different things like that. So we are going to put, that interview together, and I will, publicly advertise it, but it's not going to be on the main channel. Like, it can't be for public consumption. I have to protect, I got to protect people's identity. But yes, I mean, all of this is just a ruse, in my opinion, from the the legal team. They're grasping at straws to say that Jennifer and Tyrone just want, adding. No, they don't want her to add this evidence, because this evidence is damning. This evidence shows that there was rape. So they don't want her to add this, because they know that this is detrimental to his case. Period. So I want to show the pictures too. There were, she has the pictures that she is entering in, and I mean, they're heartbreaking. When I first saw the photos, and I think we looked at the photos on on a previous video of mine, heartbreaking. Hold on, let me get to it. Just heartbreaking. It's like, what are we arguing here? Really? So let me get that too. Give me 1 second. Okay. No. No, it's not that. It's this inbox here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to get these. I said, how the hell did I get involved in this? So they is great. They is really grasping at straws. They want to put me in this and say that Tyrone and Jen got they got a thirst for being in the media and the public. Like, so what they got to do with me? All right, let's see. And what my video was about Nicki Minaj, okay? Yes, here we go. Oh, honey, let me show y'all. Child, they even had the Daily Beast on here, honey. Okay. So this is exhibit 1. That was what I showed you was my stuff. And then um they had this one. Oh, because they're trying to show, their point is that all the blogs are picking it up. Y'all see that? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Can y'all see? Yeah. So they're saying, see the Daily Beast exclusive. When asked what it's like to see all of these old documents now, Jennifer Huff replied that the photos hit her the hardest. It just brought back what it was like to be me at that time. Because, the Daily Beast, they have the evidence, they posted it as well. And then, so this is the thing. They're trying to, anybody that has publicly showed the evidence, that is what they put on their exhibit list. So they got the Daily Beast. Then they have this one as well. Oh, goodness. No. Let's see. So they had anybody that had a video or did anything about those documents, they put that on their exhibit. So the Daily Beast had one. I had one. Hot Shot. And then here is what Ken Barbie. Here we go. And then they had what Ken Barbie posted. Law and Order SUV precinct. And he showed the photo of Jennifer. And so they are upset. Kenneth and Nicki are upset that bloggers have this information, because this information shows that she was raped by Kenneth Petty. Because up until now, we had not seen the proof. We had not seen what it actually looked like. It's easy to talk about it and, people could spin a narrative, but when it's staring you in your face, when you see the marks on her neck, no one gets marks like that from consensual sex at 15 and 16 years old. That is force. That's force. That is violence. You look in her eyes, you clearly see she's distraught. She's been crying. You see she's in pain. You see her neck has bruising all over it. At this point, she's been raped. She's been violently raped. At 15 years old, that's a lot to take in at 15. That's a lot to go through. So for Nicki as a woman to sit here and protect and make excuses for her husband is disgusting. And for the Barbs and anyone that is a sexual assault victim and you're a Barb and you're defending this mess, shame on you. This is a child in this photo. Whether you like her or not, this is a child in this photo. She was raped. And she was raped by Kenneth Petty. Those are the facts to the case. We're not saying allegedly. We're not saying that no, he was found guilty of attempted sexual assault, attempted rape. And the only reason why it was attempted rape is because it was pleaded down. We showed the documentation where it was first degree rape. We just looked at the paperwork. So they want to say any publication that have showed this paperwork, that have showed these pictures, that have went over the case again, they want to say that this is what Tyrone and Jen want. They want blogs and they want publications to pick up the story because they want to humiliate Nicki Minaj. What the fuck they getting out of that? They're not getting no money. They're not getting anything out of publicly humiliating Nicki Minaj. I didn't give Jen any money for no interview. I didn't give Jen any money for that paperwork. I asked Jen, could I use the documentation that I was given? Could I do a video? I asked before I did it. I didn't just throw it up. No one is paying for this information. This information is public. So what is she gaining and what is Tyrone gaining from the press? Oh, they want to humiliate and embarrass Nicki Minaj. What does anyone get out of that? All we seek to do is tell the truth and spread the truth. The barbs will come and try to troll. They will come and try to humiliate and harass people. I have people in my chat talking about, we're gonna give this to Nicki, and I hope she sues you. You're out of jail now. What about you? Listen, that's all old shit. You can't troll me about jail. You can't troll me about my life, my past. None of that. It has nothing to do with the fact that Kenneth Petty raped Jennifer Hough when she was 15 years old. It has nothing to do with that. What I got to do? What is my case got to do with this? Nothing. Again, deflection. And then you got grown women capping for a celebrity that they don't know, ready to risk it all for Nicki Minaj, idolizing. What's she giving you for that? Ready to run these streets ragged and protect a sex offender because you like Nicki Minaj. Half of these people don't like Kenneth Petty. They're not doing this to protect Kenneth Petty. They love Nicki Minaj. So you're willing to risk it all for Nicki Minaj because you love Nicki Minaj. They're not doing it. They can't stand Kenny. Half of them wish she didn't marry Kenny. They know what his image has done to her career. I don't give a damn if she is running around here with Ice Spice and got Barbie this and Barbie that. I don't give a damn. Nicki Minaj's image has took a big hit from marrying Kenneth Petty. Her career suffered from marrying Kenneth Petty. Her relationships in the industry have suffered from marrying Kenneth Petty. It's places that he can't go that she can go. And that's why he wants the judge to overlook this and overlook that and grant him permission to do this and grant him permission to do that. He shouldn't be granted permission to do shit. He's a sex offender. What other sex offenders have to do, he should do. But again, they think money buys them into things. Now, I was watching an interview, and I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I was watching an interview by the Hood Stars, one of the old members, Lou Star. And in the video, he was talking about, their Safari and Nicki and him and 7up and all of this. And he explained how back in the day, Nicki was wanted for attempted murder because she had bust some girl upside the head with a mug, a glass mug at Red Lobster. Now, she tells the story that she got fired from Red Lobster. Remember when she was on Jimmy Kimmel? Remember she said she got fired. See, now this is the lie. This is how she's a bold-faced liar. She puts on these airs and puts on these characters and she plays this role. Remember, she's an actress. Nicki Minaj wanted to be an actress. Okay. She's an actress. She's a character. Okay. She can play different characters at the drop of a dime. We've seen how she can go into these different personas. Now, she tells Jimmy Kimmel that she got fired from Red Lobster because she followed someone out to their car. Now, remember, I said this in my video. She followed someone out to their car because they took her pin. And she went out and cussed them out because they took her pin and didn't tip her. And her manager followed her out there. Good night, who but me. Follow her out there. And she got fired. Well, that's not what really happened. She knocked some girl upside the head with a damn glass mug, bust the girl face all wide open. The girl pressed charges. And Nicki was on the run. Okay. And so he was describing how Nicki is down and she ain't no punk. Yeah, she a little thing, but she ain't no punk and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. She down with it. Then 7up in his interview, one of his interviews, he was explaining how they were at this party and he wanted to rob somebody and he robbed the person and he had asked Nicki before he did it, could he rob this person and could she be the getaway driver? And she said, go ahead, hurry up. So she robbed the person. He robbed the person and she sped off. He said she sped off real quickly because she was down with it. She's a G. So do you think that Nicki Minaj has gone anywhere? Because it seems to me that she married a thug. She married a convicted felon. She hangs around goons, prides herself in being a goon. So what makes, like, why should we think she's reformed or he's reformed? I mean, they just had an assault on a security guard at a concert overseas. Wasn't it overseas, Germany or something like that? Where she threw a shoe at the damn security guard because she didn't like something he was doing. She threw the shoe and then Kenny commenced to cracking him upside his head. And now they're being sued by him. Because see, what they think that they can just put their hands on people, assault people, but because they got money and all of this, people supposed to just take it. You just go around with that kind of nasty attitude. Meek exposed it. Meek said that everybody know in the industry that she's nasty, that she got a nasty attitude. I mean, she's been known for that type of behavior. So when she comes like this about Jennifer, then it's no surprise to us. It's no surprise to us, right? Because she's a goon. She's violent. And when Jennifer told her on the phone call, I need you to know, woman to woman, I need you to know that this happened, she hung up the phone. She could care less. She could care less. Her interest is not Jen. Her interest is Kenny.
That's where her interest lies. It wasn't with Jen or any other victim of sexual assault. She could give a damn. She doesn't care. She been through this with her brother, and she don't care nothing about victims. And that's sad. But then if you think about her, her upbringing and what she's been through, her mom leaving her in Trinidad to go, to the United States and make a way. She thought the mom was only going to be gone for a couple days. It ended up being 2 years. And she was there at her grandmother's house with all these people. You know what I'm saying? So then you go to New York. When you get there, your dad's on crack, and then he tried to burn the house down. Then when she said that was funny to me too, because when she said that he tried to burn the house down, or he did burn the house down, but when she was doing that interview, you know, um, in the video that I just did, when she was doing the interview and she was talking about how the house got burnt down, I'm like, the house don't look nothing like it got burnt down. The house looked like the same house when that they moved in. They renovated that house and put it back exactly the same way. Now, I could see if the house, it was a fire. Let's just say the house, they had a fire. But to say that the house burnt down entirely, no, 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 ma'am. That house did not burn down entirely. There was a little fire, and they was able to, restore and remodel. But she's always been dramatic. She's always been, an actress because she wanted to be an actress. So she's really good at acting. But I think that this is disgusting. I think that the fact that she can just, there's no way I could lay with a man and be married and have a child with a man that I know raped someone. I'm sorry. I don't care how long ago it was. You raped someone and you've not gotten any help for it. So that means that you don't think that you did this said rape. So that means that you had a potential to do it again. No counseling, no therapy, no nothing. So how do I know you might act out again and do something like this? And now, as your wife, now that's something I got to deal with because you done raped somebody. Now I'm Nicki Minaj with all this money. You done went and raped somebody. Now that's something that I got to deal with because you done raped somebody. I'm just saying it could happen again. And now you, as Nicki Minaj, you got to deal with that. Hey, non-fadeable. There's no way I could lay down with somebody knowing that they have taken sex from someone. You had to take it. There's no way. What was in you at 16 years old for you to be that violent at 16? For you to be that violent at 16 years old to cause this type of pressure to someone's neck. Look at her neck. These bruises are visible. At first, when I saw them, I thought that they were like the knife. I'm like, did he cut her? But these are choke marks. And in my video, they are referring to, Nicki Minaj's attorney is referring to the part that I said that he choked her, that I looked at these photos and said he choked her. He did choke her. It's in the picture. And it's in the picture. So where did these wounds come from? I don't understand. Them showing. Now, you could take a screenshot, you can record this, you can send it to. I have a right to freedom of speech. I have a right to speak on what I want to speak on regarding this case because it is public. Nicki Minaj is a public figure, and her husband raped Jennifer Hough, period. Yes, we talked about that earlier, Princess. That's in the video. She's very complacent with this type of behavior because, yep, she defended her brother as well. Their whole argument is always, I have money and people are trying to extort me for money. So this is supposed to excuse the behavior. Everyone wants to extort Nicki Minaj for her money. And I already said, I told you, when the trolls come in the chat, I am just blocking and deleting the comments. I am not going back and forth with you because this is not a video and this is not a subject that I'm going to argue with people about. There's no way that you can come in someone's chat where we are talking about sexual assault and we're talking about this woman being raped at 15 years old. You can see the damn picture, and you can also, we just went over the paperwork from the goddamn precinct. We just went over the rape kit. We just went over all of the evidence. So is that concocted and manufactured as well? So whose sperm was it? It was someone else's sperm? It wasn't Kenny's sperm. She just happened to be walking around with sperm on her panties, right? She was walking around with sperm on her panties, sperm, inside of her. She was just walking around with sperm. She was walking around with people's skin under her fingernails. And she just happened to have all this on her, right? I don't understand it. Sperm just happened to be on Kenny's boxers because it says this. It says this in the paperwork. We just looked at it. Positive for sperm. All of this just happened to be laying around. I'm reading what the documentation says. This is not words coming out of my mouth. That's information from the documentation. This is paperwork from the police department. Paperwork from the ER visit. Paperwork from the laboratory results. It's not paperwork that I made up or concocted. This is actual paperwork from 1994. This post is from Ken Barbie. This is just evidence that Kenny's lawyers had put through on their motion that they filed on the 25th, saying that Blackburn and Jennifer are thirsty for public attention. And the only reason why she wanted to put this evidence out is because she wants the public to talk about it, to publicly humiliate Nicki Minaj. I don't understand why everything always got to be people want to publicly humiliate Nicki Minaj. Who is Nicki Minaj that everybody want to humiliate her? And why is it why everything, if you notice, everything that is associated with this wanting to humiliate Nicki Minaj, it's all sex crimes. Her brother, sex crime. Her husband, sex crime. She was down with 6ix9ine, sex crime. She called herself Roman Zelensky after Roman Polanski, who is a pedophile. I don't understand it. Everything related to this woman is all about pedophilia, sex crimes. Really? And and let's not talk about the grooming. It seems like to me, she's just been part of this type of behavior from her early years. I look at the photos with her and Bow-Legged Lou, and I was very it just looked creepy. I was very grossed out by them because I'm like, why is this grown ass man got his arms wrapped around this girl like this? He's got his arms around her waist, arms around her body. Like, it didn't look like like an artist in a manager's relationship. It looked like a grown man grooming a young girl. That's what it looked like to me. That's what my observation was. And then when I said that, I had someone hit me up and say that it was rumored that they were seeing each other, and that the possible baby was Bow-Legged Lou's baby. So when she said that she allegedly, that when she said that she was with a much older man, allegedly Bow-Legged Lou is that man, allegedly. And that was something that someone emailed me and said. And looking at those pictures, I'm like, well, I wouldn't have a hard time believing it, because looking at the photos, they look very close. They look very friendly. And when I was listening to Lou Starr's interview, he was saying that his dad brought her to him. His dad knew her. He was interested in putting a group together. He first wanted to put a crew together with him and another, with 7 Up. And then he said, Dad, I think I need a girl. I want another Foxy Brown. And then the dad said, well, I know somebody. And he brought Nicki Minaj to him. So how your dad know Nicki Minaj? And he said when he saw Nicki, she jumped out of a white Beamer. She had a white Beamer, Gucci earrings, Chanel flip-flops at 15, 16 years old. Where are you getting this? If 16, 17, whatever. She had to be 16, 17. Where you getting Gucci flip-flops, Chanel this and all this? Where you getting that from? Now, let's say she was 18, 19. Still, where are you getting all that from? If she was 18 or 19, where you getting Gucci flip-flops, Chanel earrings, and all that? So it seemed like to me the grooming atmosphere and being around things like that, it's nothing to her. She make excuses for her brother. And her brother is convicted and serving 25 years sentence. What is it, 25 to life? Exactly. Sound like a sugar daddy to me. But it just seems like her, her whole persona is like from back in the day and then up until now, like with the whole Ice Spice video was just creepy to me. Like, why you grinding and patting and twerking with a young kid like that? You're in your 40s. It looks weird. Looks weird to me. It looks like grooming to me. And we all know how the industry is. You got to go through this person to get to that. You got to do this to get to that. It just seems like to me, why are you 40 some years old? It's not age appropriate for you to be with an Ice Spice, twerking and grinding and popping and locking with an Ice Spice. It don't look right. Instead of you bringing her in the game and trying to, school her with the lyrics and things like that and being a mentor, you in a goddamn video popping, locking, dropping it like it's hot with her. It's not appropriate to me. It's just like when we were coming up, there were things that just wasn't appropriate. How things look, it just not appropriate. But again, Nicki Minaj, it's like she's okay with that. She's okay with that kind of behavior, just like she's okay with explaining away the incident between her husband and Jennifer Hough. Period. Exactly. That's why Ice Spice looks uncomfortable with Nicki. It's just uncomfortable to me to even watch because I'm like, she's too old to be in that girl's presence. Let the young people do their thing. Now, I know these rappers, the female rappers, they want the features with Cardi and Nicki, but in my opinion, Cardi and Nicki's whole persona is just different. Like when Cardi do her videos with, the other female rappers, it just doesn't look as, sexually suggestive like it was with Nicki and Ice Spice. It just it grosses me out. When I see Cardi, and I'm not trying to do the favoritism thing and I'm, team Barty gang and against Nicki. No, I'm calling it how I see it. It just doesn't look right. In my opinion. Exactly. And Cardi is not as old as Nicki. So it just comes across, it doesn't look it just doesn't look the same. And Cardi is not as suggestive with me. And it seems like when I look at Cardi and her features, it looks more like rapping and like hood, drill, street. It just doesn't look like it's all of that, twerking, sexually suggestive. Exactly. It's like brainwashing the young girls. Exactly. And that's exactly what it is to do. And like I said, it's industry related. That's what their goal is to do. Distract, brainwash, sexually suggestive images, like, oh, that's all that we can aspire to be. They be sending mixed messages. Oh, want to be, smart, and you want to be free with your body, and feminist and feminine power and all this. But then at the same time, is that what all we can do? Twerk, sell, you know what I'm saying? Sex sells, and twerking, and it's more to life than that. And it's more to being a woman than that. It's more to being a female than that. It's like, that's all we have to offer. That's all you're promoting. That's all you're good for. Exactly. Cardi seems like she shields her kids from the industry mess. It's just, I'm like, listen, when I seen them emails and I'm like, don't try to put me in this shit. All I did was make a goddamn video. All I did was make a video and, put out the truth, honey. Don't be trying to, they like, Jennifer and Tyrone, they want to be in the press. And so all these bloggers are doing videos because of what Jennifer put out. And no, I ain't been doing a video. I've been doing videos on this topic. I've been doing a video on this topic because I can't believe that your ass is with this goddamn rapist. And I can't believe that you stand for the shit that you stand for, and you're supposed to be a queen. That's why I do videos. That's what I do a video about. And because I stand with Jennifer and any other victim of sexual violence. That's why. So your attorneys, Kenny, try again. I know y'all over here lurking and watching. Y'all over here screen recording this video and watching and lurking as well with this video. But that is not going to intimidate me. I don't give a damn what pops up in the court paperwork. If my channel pops up on the court paper, there is nothing that I am doing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I am not afraid, ashamed, bullied, none of that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to be deterred. I'm going to continue to speak the truth. There is nothing that I am doing that is violating community guidelines with YouTube or anyone. I haven't put out anything that is explicit, that is a lie, that is defamatory, none of that. Anything that I have spoken on is public record, public knowledge, and it is the truth. I am reading it verbatim. Exactly. Period. I don't understand for the life of me, how can a woman be supportive of a man who aren't anybody? I don't give a how long ago. That's disgusting. Exactly. How could you lay in the bed next to him knowing that he put someone down and forcibly did anything to them? Hey, Empress Nandi. I don't see how, she could, there's no way. I would never be able to. And like I said, what people usually do, it was a long time ago. It was when he was a kid. That's old. Huh? Well, if you've never gotten any counseling and if you've never gotten any therapy, then you're still prone to do that behavior because you haven't admitted to it. The only way a person can change and grow, they first got to admit that anything is even wrong. Period. So we are going to be getting into part 2. My hope was that I was going to be able to release that soon. But I do have, like I said, I'm trying to put together this interview. First, I got that information between yesterday, kind of like yesterday. So I'm really trying to put that together. I didn't know if I was going to put it on the part 2 video. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't want to put anybody out there. I want to protect people's identity. And, a lot of times we think that we can be behind avatars and stuff like that. But, people be going through people's, like I just showed a screenshot of my email by accident, and somebody could go through that and try to find people or whatever. So, because I'm pretty sure that's and it's already done. Somebody probably already did that. So, this YouTube thing is really deep, with how they dox people and they expose people and they threaten people. I can take it, but the next person might not be able to. So I want to be really careful with the information that I put out concerning this, because you guys see how deep it's getting. My damn channel done made it to their court case, and I wasn't even thinking that that would ever even happen. I didn't intentionally make a video thinking I'm going to get Nicki Minaj's attention or Kenneth Petty's attention or their team's attention. No, I didn't think of any of that. Now, I knew that the Barbs were going to take photos and they were going to, but I didn't think that it was going to get to the goddamn lawyers were going to try to use it for their advantage. And all I'm doing is just blogging. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's weird. And if they watch the video, majority, it's about Nicki Minaj. It's like, what? So now I got to watch myself. I got to watch my back. Yeah, Josh, because if these people are reptilians, I don't want them coming for me and reptile me. I don't want to be a reptile. I don't want to get cloned. I got to be careful out here. They trying to reptile me. I don't want to be a reptile. Child, I'm telling you, if they reptile me, Evan is going to know. Evan is going to, you will know, because Evan ain't going to go for it. I come stepping up in here, Evan goes like, that don't smell like my mama. That's somebody else. That's a goddamn reptile. Who this lady? That's not my mama. Get her up out of here. That's a reptile. That's a snake. Shit. But in the end, this is a serious topic. We laugh, we joke and everything. And like I said in my video before, when I do this topic, it is not, my intention is never to persuade anyone either way, right? I don't want to, I'm not trying to victim shame Jen, and I'm definitely not trying to shame Kenneth. I would hope that he could, come to his, have a come to Jesus moment and admit what he's has done and, get better and get therapy and get the help that he needs. Nicki as well, because she needs help. She needs help. And anytime you will sit back and protect predators, anytime you will make excuses for predators, there's something wrong with that. How can you overlook this behavior time and time again? If your brother has this and then you say it wasn't, nothing like that happened, they trying to extort me, but here it is, the damn brother of the victim said that he walked in on it. And the girl said that your brother would threaten her and say, if you tell anybody, you're going to be given away. They going to take you and put you in a group home and all this type of shit. So if you can time and time again make excuses for this type of behavior, something's wrong with that. You have a child now. You have a son. And you have to think about what it is that you will allow your son to be around and what it is that you are teaching your son, because this information is going to be on the internet. Your son is going to come across this. Your son is going to come across that his dad is a sex offender, that his dad raped this girl when she was 15 years old. These images are going to be out here. These videos are going to be out here. And you need to be able to get in front of this and explain to your son when he gets of age what happened. Or what are you going to tell your son this was a lie? This was just someone that put lies out on your father when he was young? Or are you going to raise your child to not, to just another generation of victim shaming and victimizing women? Is that what you're going to teach your son? Oh, gosh. Talk about extreme. Nicki went from Safari the hype man to Kenneth the knife man. I don't know if he used the knife. It just rhymed. While 90, they did recover a knife, and Jen said that he put, it was put to her back, and that he put it to her back and said, told her to keep walking, and she heard a click sound. She thought that it was a gun, so he did use a knife, and they did recover a knife at the scene. And again, this is not me saying this. This is in the paperwork that we just read. So, in closing, listen, y'all. Listen, attorneys. The Sweet Pea Diaries, I'm just doing my job. I am just telling it like I see it, and I'm just giving my commentary and giving my opinion. And that is nothing, that is not against the law. I'm not doing anything wrong. So please stop taking screenshots of my goddamn photo of videos and taking photos and putting it in the goddamn court paperwork. Okay? I ain't got nothing to do with it. If you're not going to mention me on your page, if you're not going to publicly shout out my dealings, then don't put that shit secret on no goddamn paperwork. Put it on Twitter. Post it on Instagram. You talk about we want clout. Post it somewhere so people can see it. You done hid it. You done hid it in the court paperwork. Not everybody is on Pacer, honey. That's not going to give me any subscribers. Post that shit on Twitter. Post it on Instagram. That's where I need you to post that at. I need you to go on your Instagram and your Twitter and say that the Sweet Pea Diaries did a video on me and she is trying to publicly humiliate me for Jennifer Hough. That's what I need you to do so people could come over here and watch the video. That's what we need. Okay, Barbs? We need you to tag Nicki Minaj and tell her that we need her to publicly let everybody know that the Sweet Pea Diaries is trying to humiliate her for Jennifer Hough. That's what I need. All right, you guys? Do that for me. So you guys make sure you like the video, share the video. I'm up out of here. Most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Love you too, you guys. Bye.